Welcome back to the Chopping It Up podcast. I am your co-host, Chartel.
What's up? And it's your boy, Ferris. What's up, people?
Y'all like that intro?
I know, coming in like a radio announcer.
Yes. I'm going to start making that my real voice from now on.
Abrasive. People had to turn the damn stereos and headphones down.
Wake up, because we are in here.
We in the building.
So wake up, everybody. Okay. You guys know. Blase first. So Ferris has been talking shit about Fast 9. And I actually went to go see it. And I'll be honest, Ferris knew the script. So I'm wondering if he wrote it, because it was everything.
Man, those movies are so predictable. Yeah. It's like those movies, Transformers. Even though I love Transformers, I don't give a damn what it is. Mm-hmm. It's still dope.
Yeah.
But it's literally the same movie, same premise.
I mean, yeah, but also I like the Fast and Furious series, right? I like the action, the cars and stuff. But I will be honest, Fast 9 was super fantastical. It was like...
Yeah, I heard they were like in space now.
It was ridiculous. I'll be honest.
I'm like, they're just running out of ideas.
Like,
next one, they're going to be like...
They're running out of ideas.
Trying to steal a car from Aquaman and going to the sea and shit. Like, bro, what the fuck is this shit?
Literally, for real. I like watched it and I was like, are you fucking serious? Like, yeah, Tyrese and Ludacris were in space in this like random ass fucking car in like hazmat suits. And then they like fixed whatever they needed to fix. And then spotted a Russian satellite.
They might as well just
was like saved them. It was a
They might as well just do
mess.
a cross universe where it's like the Fast and Furious gang versus like Marvel or some shit.
No, seriously, that's like where they're headed. It was honestly crazy. Vin Diesel, right? He never a scratch on him. He's flipping in the air in tanks,
fighting the Hulk and shit.
Fighting the Hulk, about to like go at it with the sun, like doing all this shit and not a scratch on him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like pterodactyls flying down, like it's a mess. And yeah, then all of a sudden it's boom, he flips up and is like in this perfect pose.
And the movie still makes $1 billion. And people know exactly what it's going to be.
I will say though that I'll plug B&B Theaters because I received a gift card from them for being an influencer. So I went to go see it. So thank you for that.
What other movies have you seen? Because I see that you've seen a couple, right?
Yes, I've also seen Black Widow, and I received tickets from that.
That looked like that would have been good.
No, it was good. So I received tickets from that via Fandango and the Black Girl Social Club. So I won a raffle. So I'll plug them too. But Black Widow was good. I enjoyed it. Scarlett Johansson was phenomenal, and it's nice to see just a women-led cast, right,
and not like overly
sexualized. It was and it.
I mean, I don't mind that, but I'm just saying for America,
like, gosh, women are powerful. We've got more than our sex appeal.
Yes,
but no, it was really good, and it was like funny too. I like Marvel movies because
they are funny,
comical like piece, but the jokes in there were like funny as shit. Like it's worth seeing.
Okay, so it's Black Widow. So Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow. Was there anyone else in there? Like any other Marvel character?
Or just that's like a great question.
The B-listers?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Like kind of the people that support her. I can't remember. I don't think there was any other.
Samuel Jackson? He's in every goddamn movie.
Yeah, nope. He wasn't in there. There wasn't any supporting Avengers. And they always do a after credit scene.
Yep.
So that was good. But yeah, no, I don't think there was. It was like Black Widow, and that was it.
Okay.
Because it was like her story, so I don't think, she had been with the Avengers and stuff when she was like an adult, but none of them showed up.
Okay.
But it was good. It was nice. Her sister in the movie is funny as shit. She's got that like dry humor. She's just funny.
Who's she played by?
I don't know any of that.
Oh.
Yeah, I just watched it for the action, but it was good. It was funny. See. But yes, you were absolutely right. Fast 9 it was honestly ridiculous. All of this stuff. I was like, God damn it, Ferris is right. And I was mad about that. I was like, I can't wait to go back and tell him he was wrong. So as I was watching the movie, I was like, fuck, he was right.
I think that was like... I have
to tell him he was right.
2 episodes back? Or was that the Father's Day one that you were talking about?
It could have been the Father's Day one. I don't know. I don't remember. But
go back and you literally will hear me describe the movie probably to a T.
Yeah. No, you did. And... So I just want to say that Ferris is now a psychic. So everyone come in with your, questions and stuff.
Man, you know what else is crazy though? Did you see, who Richard Sherman is? He's an NFL cornerback.
No. Michael does.
Plays for the 49ers. But anyway, so there's this viral video of him trying to break into his father-in-law's house.
What is he doing that for?
I don't know. I didn't read the backstory. I'll look up the backstory right now, but man, that shit looks scary as hell. Because he's a professional athlete trying to bust down this door. Yeah, and he's a big guy too. Uh-huh. And so
was he like mad at his father?
I'm trying to look it up.
So it sounds like he was being demonstrative, like he didn't get locked out and needed to get back in.
Well, of course, they're not going to say why. Well, actually, it says judge ordered. So he's trespassed.
Ferris is our Google expert, friends.
His wife's backing him up.
That he was right?
Yeah.
Okay. What? Oh, child. I just want to know what he was doing there. Why are you breaking into your father-in-law's house?
I don't know. It says that he's vowed to get help with his mental health.
Oh, okay.
But
is he black?
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to see that, now we're starting to let black folks get away with the mental health card. That's lovely. All right, Richard Sherman.
Right.
Love it.
But yeah, that was crazy. So that kind of reminded me of it's like, man, everything is being recorded nowadays. So you just got to be like, mind your P's and Q's, especially when you're in the limelight.
I was
like
going to say,
when you're a
celebrity, yeah. Knock it off. Just assume everyone's recording you.
Right.
That's crazy. No, I hadn't heard about that. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? All right. Do you want anything else for Blase? Anything else in your mind? I just wanted to talk about Fast 9 because you and Michael were right.
No, I'm good.
I was mad that y'all were right. All right. So
Michael's back.
Yes. Welcome back, friend. So I will say last episode, you're trying to play me when I said I was exhausted by unremarkable men. I don't know what your DMs were looking like, but I had a lot of support from the ladies in mine.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I'm going to start us off with that segment. I'm going to call it unremarkable. That's what I'm calling it. So I have a question. So
for listeners who
give them a recap.
Might not have seen or heard last week.
Should we give a recap? Because they should go back and look and listen.
That is true.
Should we recap?
No.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Y'all got to go back and look at the content. We're not going to give y'all freebies.
Right. So, I mean, it was tongue in cheek what I was saying, but don't get me wrong. I stand by some of what I said. Some of it was just to poke jabs at you.
Right. Yeah, you were playing for sure.
Yeah. So what did they say?
All right. So I had several ladies. So, all right, everyone. I was exhausted last week by unremarkable men. Ferris was like, stop hanging out at Exchange every Friday and you'll find some remarkable men. And I'll be honest, if Exchange wasn't popping every Friday, I'd find something else to do, but it's always lit. So anywho.
Touche. It is.
So I had, some ladies in my inbox that were like, no, sis, you're right. I've given up dating because these men are unremarkable. And everyone loves that word, by the way. I'm trademark it. Because they haven't been able to put a name on it. It's what is going on? And I said, they're just unremarkable. And they're oh my God. That's it. That's the word.
And look, I'm never going to downplay someone's experience, right? I mean, yours I will.
Of course, because you're a hater.
I'm always going to talk shit about you. But
just a hater, but.
So my thing, what I chimed in on is, I hear you talk about an instance that you've had, right?
Yes,
and
the sock guy.
Right. But you'll describe the guy prior, a couple weeks before, and you're like, man, this dude is a good guy. He's fun. He looks good. All this stuff, whatever. He's kind of checking off some boxes, right? Mm-hmm. And then a couple weeks later, all of a sudden, it's like, man, I moved on from him. Blah blah blah. And now you're out and saying men ain't shit.
And do you know what happened? Do you know what the difference is?
What?
You probably be talking to Drunk Shar, and Drunk Shar has terrible perception.
So
don't listen to her.
That is true.
When you come back, sober Shar is the one that's that fool gotta go.
Okay.
So you have to figure out who you're talking to. That seems like a you problem.
Okay.
So
I can go with that.
Yeah.
And then so when you said, I feel like it was just very nitpicky things where it's dude, you can talk through some of those things. I can see if you were the motherfucker ain't got a left eye or something like that. But it seems like there's things where it's you can work through that. You're getting to know each other. Yes, there's going to be things that's going to annoy you about a new person because it's new to your environment, right?
Well, yeah, but I think the sock story was the cherry on top.
Right.
I miss telling you the big stuff that led up
to
me just being pissed about the
I had to make it more dramatic.
You did.
As that was
They're just trying to have y'all think I'm mad at some guy because he was rubbing his feet together on the side. I'm not. That was just the cherry on top of all the other shit he was doing that pissed me off.
Man, I don't even think Michael heard.
Okay, so now I got
more
details.
Okay,
I can get more details. So I'll just be honest about this story, right? So I'll do start to finish, okay? Ladies, buckle up, listen, because I know I'm not the only one in this situation. So met the guy out with friends at a bar. Again, Drunk Shar be doing whatever she be doing, so she be talking to everybody. So at the time,
out there drunk in love.
Look, let me tell you, drunk in something, playing games. At the time, he was delightful. Seemed like he had good conversational skills. had good ideas about stuff. It was fun to talk to him, right? Yep. So I was like, yeah, cool. And then I think what it was he had mentioned something about a boat in Lake Minnetonka. And I said, yes. So I think that's what happened. So I think I bypassed probably all those other yellow flags.
All the red flags.
And heard boat Minnetonka. I was like, yes, let's do it. Because I was trying to have a high girl summer.
And he probably just said, man, I seen a boat on Lake Minnetonka.
It's probably what he said.
And you're like, oh shit, okay, literally. You got a boat on Lake Minnetonka.
Right, yeah, so literally probably what happened. I'm telling you. So then the next day he was like, we chopped it, was like fine, right? We exchanged numbers, it was cool. And so the next day he was like, do you want to go to breakfast? And I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, well, what's around here? Like, he came to my place. And I said, all right, there's a Cheesecake Factory, there's a Panera, there's a People's Organic. And yeah, I think that's about it. And then immediately he was like, oh, you like those rich places. So then I was like, one of those places was Panera. What? And you asked for what was around. So I literally told you what was around, like walking distance. Right. I wasn't trying to be pretentious.
Didn't name White Castle or nothing. That's McDonald's.
Not what. Look, none of those are distant.
Like I said, you could have been like, why don't we go up to the store? We buy us some groceries and let's make breakfast together.
I'm not going to cook when there are 6 restaurants surrounding me.
Gotcha.
No. I think cooking together is an intimate act.
Yes.
I don't know you like that. And I already, so that was a yellow flag already.
Okay. You don't have to answer this question, but I can tell if you dodge it, what the answer is.
That's the whole fucking setup. So now I have to answer it.
So did you guys have intercourse?
Okay. Yes, we had sex.
So is that not more intimate than making some goddamn food?
Man, I mean, physical intimacy is different than emotional intimacy. I can fuck you and we can be done. If I'm cooking with you, there's a level of emotional intimacy in that, right?
Okay.
So there's a difference. And I don't think if you have sex with someone that automatically is intimacy. I'm just having sex with you.
Well, you did.
That's a biological act.
So yeah.
That's or a physical act.
Okay, touche.
So, look at you. I told you I'm not hungover today. I'm ready. Got my coffee. We set.
Okay.
So that was a yellow flag already when he called all of those places rich. I was like, A, you asked for what was around here, and B, one of those places was Panera. So, okay. And so then
does Panera have
he also has kids.
Does Panera have breakfast?
They sure do. Okay. That egg souffle is bomb.
Okay.
Yes. No, it's
I've
amazing.
Never had their
and
breakfast.
their Madagascar vanilla latte, yes. Delicious.
Okay.
Go try it. And so you gotta have add the caramel drizzle though. Okay, so that was already a yellow flag. And then so he has kids too, but his kids are so he's in his 40s. And so the kids are grown. So that's fine. I don't care. But then he said, oh, well, if you had kids, those places would be expensive to you. That is a yellowish red flag because I was like, that is. And then part of the conversation last week too was blue collar and white collar. And I was like, fine, I'll be elitist. Yeah, but part of that is I think experience, because I was like, I don't have to have kids to know things are expensive, right? And kids eat free damn near everywhere. Panera has kids eat free from 4 to 8 Monday through Friday. So you're just not looking for deals. So then I was like, okay, I didn't like that, right? So then I think we ended up, so then I was like, well, what do you want to eat? I don't really eat breakfast like that. So what do you want to eat? We settled on Perkins, fine, whatever. And so then we go get Perkins. We come back and he was about to just dive into the to-go containers. I said, can I plate this? You don't have to eat out of the trays. Oh, you have to understand. I was in the army. I'm used to eating like this. Well, you're not doing that now. And let's just put it on a plate.
Right.
What? And so that was another thing. I was just that was weird. So anyway.
And this is one day.
This is one day. It's a whole fucking movie. This is over
the course of a day.
Literally one day. This is one day, y'all. Okay. So I'm living a whole movie. So this is 12 o'clock that day, right? And so then we chilled or whatever. I have 2 dogs, so they were living their best lives or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then we went to lunch. So then we went to lunch. So then I knew my lesson from the first time. So I was like, there's a Fridays down the street. Want to go there? Cool. Yeah, let's go to TGI Fridays. All right. So we get the Fridays, and then it's just not a good conversation, right? Just I was we were sitting at the bar eating, and I was like, oh, I just don't really. You're not very conversational. So now.
And not to interrupt. So you're tallying all these up as they're going along? Because you name two or three already where I would have been you know what? It was nice meeting you.
I
Shake
know.
hands. We go our own way.
My stress response is to freeze.
Gotcha.
So I froze and I had to come up with a game plan.
Gotcha.
So, and then I can be dismissive. So I was like, well, let me just wait and see because it could be me, right?
Right.
So then I think Fridays was the kind of my clue to be like, all right, yeah, like this probably isn't going to work. Because then it's like I can't even like talk to you. We don't really have anything to talk about, right? So now we're sober, like, oh, you're not very interesting, unremarkable. And so we leave Fridays. He pays and everything. I thank him, right? And so we go. I'm driving because he left the sunroof open and his seats were what the fuck ever. I was like, I don't fucking care. I'll drive anyway because if you try to abduct me, I like know how to get out, so that's fine. So I'm happy to drive.
Tuck and roll, right? So I'm happy to drive. That's cool. So so we get in the car, and my car, it's keyless entry. So all you have to do, you have your key on you, and you just open the door, right? Yep.
But I think I have to touch the door first because I have the key. So I was just telling him, oh hey, because he was trying to open the door. I was I have to touch it first, and then it'll open up all the doors. Well, that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Like that's something about a security feature, blah, blah, blah. And I was taken aback because I was like
I didn't build the car.
I didn't build the car.
It comes with it, right?
Right. I'm just telling you what the fuck is going on. Somebody could abduct you, something. I was like, what? It's like 2:00 in the afternoon in an empty parking lot. Who is going to abduct me? And
Bill
I have
Cosby.
a little more Bill Cosby. But look, good luck, because sis got a little meat on her. So good luck trying to swoop me up and take me somewhere fast. So, and then I was just like, and I would like to think I have a little more like
awareness,
self-awareness to know if someone's crouching behind some part of my car. So that already sounded crazy as fuck. I was like, what? And so then, so I think then I was like, okay, I got to get rid of you because this isn't going to work. And I had to get dog food for my dog. So I called in a Target pickup order. And so we were on our way there. So that, Target pickup, you just you're here, they pull it in your car. Exactly. So that's it, right? Because I wasn't going in for dog food. And so we're on the way. And so I was talking to my sister earlier. We were trying to figure out like when we were going to start cruising again, all this stuff. And so he was like, he had heard the conversation and was like, oh yeah. So at this point, he's just trying to like have a conversation about anything, right? He's like casting a whole net, just trying to talk. And I'm all like, all right, I gotta get rid of you, right? So then this was his attempt. So then he was like, oh, I heard you talking to your sister earlier, like about cruising or whatnot. I was like, oh yeah, like that's how we vacation. She doesn't fly, whatever. So that's how we have to do it. Cruises are the stupidest fucking things ever. Like, how do you even clean a boat that big? Like, it's just so stupid. It's so stupid. I'm like, what? It's a fucking cruise. So, and then I was like, well, it's a cruise. If you don't like them, that's fine. No, it's okay. Like, if you actually no, cruises are cool like this. So then it felt like he was trying to like backtrack to like agree with me. And so then I just said, if you don't like cruises, that's fine. Like, you don't have to like cruises. If you've ever been on one, that's all they fucking do is clean cruises, like the boats. Like they have literal staff for that. They're all around all the fucking time. And then I was just like, you don't have to like cruises if you don't like cruises. Like, it's fine. I'm like beelining for Target. I'm like, girl, we just gotta go. Like, let's do it. Then we get to Target and I do the pickup thing. Ugh, gosh, this is just contributing to obesity in America. Target drive up is like the reason Americans are obese. Did you see the 6 fast food places we passed and the lines like circling? Target is not responsible for this. This is truly a convenience. Nope. I talk to my daughter about this all the time. Target is like, this drive up, like everyone's getting fat. Like this is what's contributing to the obesity epidemic. I was like, that is a multi-layered.
Right, I was going to say that escalated quickly just by going to Target.
Going to Target. Damn. I was like, how did I even find myself in this situation? So then I said, the 50 steps I saved myself from going in and out of Target is not going to save me from whatever BMI chart that's based on some skinny person. Like, get out of here. Like, stop it. So then I was like, oh my God, I might have to like push him out of the car. Like, but it's daylight. People are going to see me. Like, all right, how am I going to do this, Chartel? So I'm like mute because I'm like, I can't, like, you have to get out of here. And so we go back to my apartment. I get the dog food. He comes in. Then my dogs are doing the most, right? So I use essential oils, doTERRA. And so Coco, my pug, was doing the fucking most, right? So I got her sleep blend and I like put some on her and he was like, oh, you use essential oils. That's such fucking witchcraft. That's so fucking stupid. Da-da-da-da-da. That's not going to work, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you watch what happens in 30 seconds.
Man, I would have been told this person.
I know, but my stress response. So then I put the oils on Coco and she simmered down, but then she like kind of cuddled up on the couch. She was like, oh, this like stinks so much. Good. I was just like, all right, Chartel, how are we going to do this? Like, how are we going to do it? But then, so then I was like, all right, I just got to make it to like this time because then I'm leaving and he's leaving. We're just going to do this. So then though, we're like watching TV and that's when the sock shit happened. So then things were quiet and all I heard was, and I'm looking around like, what the actual fuck? And I look over to him on the couch and he's rubbing his fucking feet together. I said, you are so noisy. Please stop that.
I mean, how loud is actually rubbing your feet, though?
It is so loud when you're already like, annoyed, right? His breathing would have like done me over the top. And so then I realized he is an anxious person, but that was all anxious energy around me. And I'm an anxious person. So we can't be doing that together. So I was like, no. So then I was like, oh, didn't you say something? Like, do you have to go to work today? What do you do for work? It's almost 4:00. Like, what? Yeah, something. He does like labor, something about lumber or whatever. I was like, okay, well, I'm about to go too. So I can walk you out to your car. We're just going to do that. Like, that's cool. And so got his shit and left. And I was like, thank God, until I look over at my bar and his hat is there.
I would have threw that damn hat away.
I am going to throw it away because it looked nice. It looked embroidered. So I said, you left your hat. He's like, oh, I'll have to come back and get it. And I said, oh, that's okay. I can drop it off with my friend who knows your friend, which is how we met, and they can give it back to you. Don't worry. That's cool. It never happened. The hat's still in my car. So I'm going to like give it to Goodwill or something. Because then I didn't like ever see the friend. But then I did try to coordinate with him and he did not come get it. So I said, you must not want this hat then. So I can't be worried about it. Yeah, so that's why the sock thing pissed me off, because it was all that other shit that was adding up, and that was just the cherry on top.
Okay, after hearing all that, I mean, that makes sense. I don't think he's unremarkable. I just think that motherfucker's crazy. But nonetheless, valid. I get it. And so, but from my perspective, you're just like, nah, I'm done talking to him. He had these loud ass feet rubbing together and da-da-da. I'm like, bro, you're just nitpicking now. Like the guy with the poems. I'm like, all right, now you're just. Were you here for that?
He wasn't here for the poems.
Yeah.
The guy had a poem every week?
Yeah.
Every week. I only got to week 2 before I told him it wasn't going to work and blocked him. I just made it to week 2. But also that was weird too, because you don't know me to write a poem. He was talking about serenading me at our wedding. And then again, that was somewhere else where I was just like, I just don't enjoy talking to you. Like you are just, he was not unremarkable. I was just uninterested. I was like, I thought so, right? So Black, no kids, educated, like had a master's, worked in the mental health field, all these things on paper, right? Had his own shit, whatever. So I was like, oh yeah, this is great. And I met him online. So I was like, oh, this is great. Like, let's talk and stuff. But then in talking, he was unremarkable. Like conversation skills weren't good. And I think his idea, he was like early 30s. So around our age, but I think his idea was like, he just didn't want to be single. Like, I don't think I was the like motivating factor. I think the fact that he was going to no longer be single was the motivating factor. So then I just kind of felt like a puzzle piece he was going to try to like shape.
Especially after COVID. I feel like a lot of people are like, man, I'm trying to just get into something.
Right, like get into something. And I was just like, I don't like, and so, I'm buying a house. And so I sent him pictures or whatever. And he was, oh yeah, you could like put a fence up. We can do a chain link fence, or we could do this. We aren't doing shit. And I don't like chain link fences. Well, no, chain link fences are great. You can put all this fence. Like, who is doing this? This isn't your house. We aren't doing anything together. No. And then he was ready to like buy a ticket to come help me move and all this stuff, which objectively sounds really kind, but also I don't know you.
Right.
What do you mean you put aside money to buy a plane ticket to come help me? And he was, I just want you to know that I'm in this. Like,
he was
I'm
about
ready.
to get catfish.
That's what I was about to get something. Well, he did send pictures and stuff, but I was like, he looked fine, but he could have like been 4'11". Like, I asked how tall he was, and he said 5'11", but I was like, are you? Because like my friend like met a guy online who was his yoga instructor and stuff, and right before they were supposed to meet, he confessed to her that he actually had MS and was in a wheelchair. And so like, but had
how are
this
you
whole
doing
thing,
yoga?
like, no, but it was all a scam.
He's putting it.
It was all
he's
a
like,
scam.
I'm doing the sitting dog.
Like literally, and they were about to meet because my friend does yoga and stuff.
Let me shut up.
No, look, they're hilarious. That was good. Yeah. And so like people be out here lying, and he kept it up until he no longer could, and then told my friend, oh yeah, actually. And I think what happens is they want to make these connections and then hope that you'll like them enough to like ignore all the fucking lies.
And see, I thought my dating experiences have been a little shoddy lately, but
no, that's some shit, right? So then,
yours is crazy.
Right. So then with that guy, I was like, I don't want you driving with my dad because you seem like a serial killer. And I just don't know you, right? Like that just seems too fast. And then I was like, I'm gonna get back down to Atlanta and like be booed up, and I don't even want to be booed up. Like, no, thank you. So,
right.
so I did.
Especially
I had to let him go.
Going back home, new. It's gonna be new.
Yeah, right.
Because you haven't been there so long,
exactly.
and you got a house, and then you just need to have fun, enjoy it.
That's what I said, and then I told him too, because I feel like when you meet people online, that there's this kind of like homebody part to it. So when I meet people online, I was like, I need to be honest with y'all. I'm out here in these streets. Like, I'm outside like 5 out of 7 days. I'm out in these streets.
Right.
Like, I'm not a homebody at all. Like, let's get that straight. And so I told him that, and he was like, cool with it. And then what was happening up here? I was out in these goddamn streets every day. And he was like, is it okay if I like, you get down here if I don't want to go out with you every day? I was like, that's fine, because I have friends. That's what I have friends for. And I hope you have friends to keep you occupied. But then I could like see the future where like we could be together and maybe have like a kid or something. And he'd be like, you're going out again? You don't want to stay home with me and the baby? Fuck no, babies are boring. That baby's just gurgling. That baby's not interesting. And neither are you. So I'm going to go out with my friends. So I like just saw that happening. And I was like, you're just not interested.
Like he's just staring out the window as you're pulling off.
And then making me feel guilty about it, right?
Waiting at the door like a little puppy and shit.
Yes. And so I was like, I don't want to do this. Unremarkable in that sense, right? Like you are just not engaging for me. Like our conversations were dull. You don't have anything to talk about, but now you're all of a sudden ready to marry me and have kids. What are we going to talk about? And so my friend Lauren was like, I wish you would have like, met him when you got down here. I was like, for what, girl? I didn't even want to answer his text messages anymore. Like, no. So I don't want you out here thinking I'm just
probably going to run into his ass.
That's okay.
Somewhere out there.
Look, if I am nothing else, if the queen of elusiveness. So a bitch can dodge and run now.
Right.
Look, what was it, duck and dodge?
Duck and dodge.
Shoot. I play dumb with the best of them.
So what makes someone remarkable then?
Oh, that's such a great question. And I have questions for you too, as a guy out here like dating and stuff. So what makes someone remarkable? And I will like preface this by saying it's different for everyone. Right? Like it's not like this whole like blanket, you're unremarkable if you have kids, or you're unremarkable if like you don't have a match. I'm not saying that. Like it's different for everyone. But for me, someone who is remarkable, someone who can hold a conversation, who is social because I'm social, right? Who is engaging, can go out and meet people and do that. Who has goals, is like ambitious, right? Mm-hmm. Those are the things that start off with where I'm like, okay, you're like at least worth enough to talk to me. Has ideas and stuff too. Like I want to travel, do this or that or whatever, right? Like just they're living their own life and then I get to be complimentary to theirs, right? Because fears. I've dated like people where I was like the social person.
Yep.
So, but I want someone else to do that. So that's what makes someone remarkable to me. What would make someone remarkable to you?
Can cook. No,
I'm not. Look, I dodged. You saw I wasn't gonna say nothing to that because you ain't about to get me.
Right. No, I think. I could touch on or kind of piggyback off what you're saying though. Is like someone who can communicate, is independent and not dependent on us. Right.
Yeah. Interdependent.
There we go. So like, I want them to have their own life. Go have a ladies' night. Yeah. Go out. I'll stay home, or I'll go out with my guys. And we don't have to go out together all the time,
exactly.
Right? But I also want to be able to bring you around my friends, around my family, and I don't have to split time.
Right. We can like do it all together.
Right. Yep. Someone who gets my sense of humor. Because
it's
they're
actually
dark.
Not funny. You have a terrible sense
I make you laugh all the time.
You do. It's great. You're delightful.
And so, and then, ideally, like be into sports.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to be die hard, but it would be dope to like, all right, hey, I bought tickets to the Twins. I bought tickets to whatever. Like, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a good point.
So I think just kind of, that's on the high level, very, very basic of what I think a remarkable person is. Obviously, there's a lot of
like other stuff.
Once you get, dig down deep. But I would say on the surface level, that would be it.
I forgot about the sports part. Yes. I will never watch baseball on TV, but I will go to a game.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes, in a heartbeat.
Like, let's do it.
And I actually like the minor league type games. So like here in Minnesota, you have the Saints.
No, those are
I don't know what they would have.
In Georgia, it's the Gwinnett something child.
Okay.
Where they started that when I was still living there. So that's what I like. Well, the Braves are racist, so we can't support them anymore. But the Gwinnett ones, I don't think they're racist. So we go to those games, and it's cheaper, and I think it's just more fun.
It is.
Those like minor
because they're more
ones.
interactive and there's more things to do.
Yeah, I think so. But
hey, we're hitting that up when I come down there then.
Yeah, look, right. And I have a connection to someone I think that my family knows will be because the NBA draft is next week, right? Or 2 weeks. It's coming up.
Well, it's the week after I think this is the last game of the finals is tonight.
Yes.
So yes, next week.
Someone that my family knows is being drafted Are they being drafted to the Hawks? Somewhere. So anyway, I'm saying all that to say I think we'll have access to like NBA tickets. So we're doing all the things.
Hell yeah. And the Hawks are good.
Yes. So we're doing all the things. But yeah, the other guy that I was telling you about, the Atlanta online guy, didn't like sports. And I guess I just assume football is at least in there.
Right.
But no, he didn't watch any. He's like, I mean, I'll watch it if it's cool, but.
This might sound weird to say, but I feel like it's not like judgment, but it's always weird when I'm like, I'll talk to another dude. I'm like, man, like, what's your favorite team or sports? I don't like sports. I'm like, what?
Right.
Like how?
What?
Like, what do you do in your spare time?
Right. Probably read. Stupid.
Play the guitar.
Just kidding. Yeah.
I sing in a band.
Yes.
Which would be dope, but.
No, we're just talking shit.
Yeah, I am just talking shit.
I'm in a jazz band.
Right.
On weeknights.
No, I'm in a quartet.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
A barbershop quartet and shit.
Could you imagine?
That would be horrific.
Hollers. No, I think I would like run the other way so fast. I'd be like, no, thank you, because I'm not. No.
So, all right. So, on a date that you've been on, like, what's like an immediate red flag that you've left? Because seeing that you say you freeze, what's something that you were absolutely like, oh hell no, like I gotta get out of here?
The guy was late to our date because he had to stop by the food stamp office.
You can't even make this stuff up.
No, that's like my life. That was around when I moved here first, when I was still hanging out. I think, did I live in Burnsville at the time? No, that was like recently, like when I moved here. Like literally, I met him online too. But again, there were like yellow flags were like, so another intimate activity, bowling. I think bowling is really intimate.
That's another thing. If she doesn't like bowling, I'm like, bruh.
Hilarious.
Bowling or darts, at least one of the two.
Right. Like one of those.
Yeah, you gotta like one.
Yeah, I like bowling, but I don't think I liked it for a first date, because then like, when you get like strikes and stuff, you like want to high five or hug. And I don't know if it was like this guy, but it just felt really intimate for a first date.
Good game, butt slaps.
We're not doing
good
that.
Job. There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's a red flag where I'm like, we're not doing that type of touching. But no, it was like fine. He was like, we like high-fived and hugged us, but I remember being like, oh my God, this is like way too intimate. This is the first date and I don't know you. But I was like, you seem engaging enough that I would like to get to know you again. Mm-hmm. Like now let's do something more casual. So then the second date we had,
this is still the food stamps guy.
Yes, it's still a food stamps guy, which I didn't know when we went bowling. He paid for everything. And not saying you can't pay for things with food stamps, but he didn't say anything about that. He was like, he paid for everything, didn't say he had kids or anything like that, right? At least I don't think he did. And so our second date, we went to Uptown Tavern, and I had gotten there early, and I was just kind of like sitting and waiting, and I was like, and he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm running late to this and that. Or did he text me? I think I might have just been waiting. So I was like, well, I'm just going to get a beer like while I wait. So he finally shows up, and then that's when he was like, sorry, I like am late. Like I had to go, I had to go get, the stamps. And so they like, it just ran later. And I was like, what? And he was like, oh yeah, food stamps. Like, I got my kids this week and I just needed to pick those up, but I hadn't planned on it. And I was like, kids. So he just unloaded on the second date, and I didn't know any of that. And then,
it wasn't like in his online profile or anything?
I don't think it was. No. I think it said no kids. He didn't say anything about food stamps in there. So I think
I wouldn't either.
Right. Well, look, that's how you get people. You lie, and then you hope you make enough of a connection to where they'll ignore all the lies. You got to get me. And so then just the rest of that day, so I had a beer, and then I had ordered. So when he got there, I was like, well, I had a beer, before. Do you want one? Like, do you want to eat or something like that? And he was just like, no, I'm okay. I'll just start with water, which I thought meant like, I'm just going to have water until I get something else. And I said, that's cool. But no, he only had water, did not get anything to eat because he didn't have any money. So I'm the one eating and drinking.
I'm not gonna lie, as a guy, especially like when I was young, like college student, man, I would pull that too. I'm like, hey, you want to eat before?
Right.
Like you eat before,
which makes sense, right? College, like that makes sense. But no, we're in our mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
And I was under the impression he was working. I can't remember. But that was like after that day, because I had to finish, because I was like, I was not gonna leave my beer on the table, and I was not gonna leave that food uneaten. So I was like, well, you just gonna watch me eat because we doing this. And for like listeners and viewers, no, I didn't. Did I offer to buy him something? I don't think I did, because I think I was so shocked as to what was going on. I would have felt
kind of sad though. I'd be like, damn, dude. Like,
no, I felt like he like swindled me.
No,
I felt like he swindled me. So I was like, And I think I did. I said, do you want anything? And I think he said no. And I said, well, I'm going to get something because I came here hungry. So I think that's actually what happened. And so, yeah, he sat there and watched me eat, drank his water. And then the thing that gets me, though, so I already was like, we're all done with this. So we were like walking back. He walked me to my car and then had the nerve to say, I really like, you were talking about a dinner theater earlier. Like, I think we should do that again, like do that for a date or something. That'd be fun. In my mind, I'm like, those tickets are $83 plus.
A piece?
Yes. Although you couldn't do this, we're not going to a dinner theater. Do you even know what that is? So I just was like, oh yeah, that's great. Like I'll look up some things and like let you know. I got my ass in my car and went the hell home. And I've never spoken to him again. So that was my that was the craziest. Oh yeah.
Experiences.
Oh my God, I have another good one. Do you want to hear this one? This was a good one too.
Yes, I do.
So I met again online dating. I'm all done with that, by the way, though. I'm all done with after the Atlanta online guy, I was like all done. So this guy we had met, we were talking online, it was like cool. Then we had met downtown at a coffee shop. And I was like, that's nice to like meet during the day at a coffee shop. That's cool. He like made it there. We were chatting it up. We were getting ready to go. He needed me to take him home because his sister dropped him off because he didn't have a car.
Wow.
Again, stress responses to freeze. So of course I like dropped him off. He lived in Fridley. So of course I dropped him off because I'm like, well, I would feel bad if I just said, I know some other people were probably like, I would have left that nigga there. But I was like, I kind of felt bad. So I was like, okay. And again, I think my stress response is a freeze and also accept. So I was like, okay, I'll drop you off. No big deal. And then dropped him off. He was like, I'd love to see you again. Like, when do you want to go out? And like, this.
I'd be like, do I have to pick you up?
I didn't even ask because I said, oh yeah, that's great. Let me get home and look at my schedule and we can talk about it.
Because if there's a situation where, who knows, he could have totaled his car.
It could have been anything. Yeah.
And, he was just in between cars. Maybe he didn't want to finance. And he's like, I'm just going to save up to get me whatever. So I could get that.
I do too, but I think the part that gets
me was just shocking.
You're not. It was shocking because you didn't say any of that.
Right.
Right. I think if he would have said, yeah, hey, all right, yep, I'll meet you. Like my sister is going to drop me off. Could you bring me back? Or even you didn't have to tell me all that. If you needed to secure a ride there and back. So if your sister picked you up, ask someone else to drop you back off. Like, or if your sister dropped you off, ask someone to like pick you back up. Don't ask the person you're trying to go on a date with. Because for me, that was an immediate red flag. Like you just assume, what if I had had a ride here?
Right.
And I couldn't.
You would have been asked out. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, that's like, you can't even take care of your own shit. You can't even take care of yourself enough to have a ride to and from a place. You're having to like rely on a stranger. So I'm like, can you get organized yourself? Does that make sense?
No, I hear that. I hear that.
So that was another crazy one where I was shocked. I was like, can I do what?
Damn.
This is the reality of dating for women.
Well, seeing that we're towards the end now. She's not.
Yes.
So seeing that we're at
Rachel's like, I know. I'm telling you.
Well, look, so seeing that we're at the end, damn near, hit the exhausted. I got a couple that I could give you, but we'll pick that up on the next episode.
Okay, because I have questions too as to why y'all are so unremarkable.
Y'all?
That's y'all,
like
men.
monolithically?
Yeah,
speaking?
like men.
Oh.
Yeah. But that's I guess our next episode because we're going to have special guests on.
Yes.
That'd be a great question for that.
Yes.
Listeners, y'all make sure to tune in for the next one.
Hell yeah.
That's going to be a bomb one.
So, I mean, just based on that, it seems like dating has you exhausted. Shit. I don't even really need to ask you.
It does have me exhausted, and I've just decided to not do it anymore. Right? And because I'm going to just wait for someone to show up.
So, Michael, what I was telling Chartel and Gabe is I was like, now wait, she's moving to Georgia, right? Now, come 3 episodes in, she's gonna be like, there's no remarkable men down here in Georgia, and da 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 da.
Got stuff to say. Yeah.
Exactly. So
I sure will.
See. I feel like it's not just Minnesota, but I didn't say
that. I just no.
You just said in general.
Unremarkable. Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm leaving Minnesota because dating is better in Georgia. I got to worry about download foods down there. So
Facts. You got to worry about Uncle Clifford's.
Basically, so I'm not even saying that it's better down there. I'm just saying like as a whole, men are unremarkable.
Okay.
And I'm just going to wait for my remarkable man. And until then, a bitch will be living it up. Hot girl life.
Hey, turn up. Get it. Shit.
Turn up. I'm going to do like what Angela said and start going out for Michelin star meals.
Yep. That was actually very like clever how she used it.
Yep.
Very strategic.
Mm-hmm.
What has me exhausted is hearing your damn stories.
Hilarious. I'm telling you, they'll wipe anybody out.
Man, it's like and almost like real. Every time I see you. Exactly.
They're all real life.
And it's like dating horror stories. And I feel like unwanted sexual advances from a man when we hear them, we're just like that. okay, I get some, but all those can't be fucking true.
They're all fucking true.
I know who you are, and I know you're not fucking lying.
No.
So it's just like,
those are literally all fucking true. Even the one I told about my friend, fucking true.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Actually, I will do one. So
please.
There was this one time that I went on this blind date, right? So I was working at a financial institution here in Minnesota, and a coworker was like, "Oh, my friend, like she'd love to, like she's recently single." That's how she phrased it. Okay. She's recently single. Like you should, take her on a date. I know who you are. You're a good guy. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Mm-hmm. So we meet up, and she was like, "Oh, that's interesting that your middle name is blank, right?" I'm like, "How the fuck does this girl know my middle name, right?" 1, 2, she kept talking about her ex, right? Kept mentioning his name like throughout the entire time, right?
But she's recently
single. We're at dinner and she's like, "Oh, I think his name is John. Let's just say it's John." She's like, "Oh, that's something that John would have ordered." I get a beer. She's like, "Oh, that's something that John would have drank."
Shut up.
So it turns out that John was her ex-husband. She's a widow, right?
Yeah.
Because he died in the military like weeks before.
Shut the fuck up! And she's trying to date?
Yes. I'm like, look, I don't know if this is like disrespectful or too soon for me to say, but I was like, I think you're like trying to date way too soon.
Oh my
god.
God.
You need to like grieve, get that out. And she's like, "You can't tell me how to date." And then like that whole shit blew up. But how she found out my middle name and everything is like, she actually, I don't know, there's like a site where you can like buy your phone number. Cause I obviously had to text her like, "Hey, this is where we're going to meet, blah, blah, blah." So she like found out my name, my address. And then so like I'm not gonna
number to the search or whatever.
So like I like got up and I was just like, "Look, like I don't think this is gonna work." Like I'm very like blunt. Like there's no point in wasting our time. So I went a separate way. And then like she kept leaving notes on my like car. She found my address and kept leaving like notes.
What were the notes say?
Like just like I think we could work. Like I know this is meant to be. Like all this crazy shit.
Did you remind her of John?
And I was like, "Damn, I need to move. I need to move out of my house or something."
Yes.
But or fake my death.
I'm gonna start calling you John now.
Yeah.
Look, people do it. I snapped. It's real.
So, that's but hilarious. I have more. But I don't think still listening to yours, like especially you've had multiple. Like I think I've had in my lifetime like 4.
It's so funny.
Horrific experiences.
Yeah. Well, I won't be long with this, but it's so funny you mentioned that because one of the Tinder stories I have is a guy that lost his wife and thought it was foul play and basically tried to rope me into being a detective. And I won't ever forget because we were messaging. I lived in Burnsville at the time.
Dating?
Look, let me tell you. Look, Michael is cracking. Michael and Rachel are like, "You're making this shit up, Chartel."
Dating, dude?
I won't ever forget this because I lived in Burnsville, so I was hanging out at I was at Casper's with my whatever group of friends I was with at the time. So I was like messaging him, and that was the thread. He was like, because I was like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry you lost your wife." He's like, "Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what happened. Like, does this sound like something that would happen to you? Or do you think does this sound like something that would happen? Like, it just seems real fishy to me. And like the police don't believe me. Like he literally was like,
it almost sounds like he killed her.
Right.
And it's trying to be like, does this sound like?
Yeah. Like, does this sound believable?
Exactly. Yeah. Do you believe my story?
It was so crazy. But yeah, I had that experience too. And I think he just stopped messaging.
Damn.
But like, so maybe, I don't know, he was arrested or whatever. But yeah, so that was that too. That was real. I won't ever forget that because I remember standing in Casper's telling my friends like, "Ooh, I'm about to be on an episode of Forensic Files." Right. So yeah. So that was that.
First 48 or something.
Or First 48, right? Oh, suspect was texting a Chartel.
Right.
Let's go find her. Geo-logging my phone and shit. Like, it was crazy as fuck. So I had something like that.
In the cool waters of Lake Minnetonka.
Look, let me tell you. So yeah, people are out here crazy as fuck.
Anyway. Well, that was a great episode.
I want to do dating horror stories.
Man, let's do that in the next one.
No, I think that's
and then I'll tell a couple more of mine. Who's our guest next week?
We have Amber will come back for sure.
Amber.
Yep, our recurring guest.
Dice said she can't make it.
And you all's favorite Lamar, we'll bring him back.
Oh yeah,
because y'all love him.
That motherfucker's a trip.
Yeah. So, as always, you guys DM us some of your horror stories,
oh yeah,
dating horror stories. We'll feature them.
Yeah, and thanks for joining us on Chartel's therapy session. Because that shit need to be off of your chest. Good God.
You guys make sure to tune back with us. You know where to find us and follow us wherever you get podcasts. Chopping It Up Official. We can't wait to talk to y'all next week.
Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Peace.